Yeah, I would like to emphasize that this is really a cultural topic. Yeah, human beings are hunters and gatherers. So we collect things and maybe it's our nature, maybe we just keep it because we might need it 20 years later. Yeah. And that culture, we are in the business to change that culture in our organization. The same happens with data. At the end, we just have a lot of clutter in our house or a lot of unnecessary data in our house. So from a requirement perspective, management buy-in, stakeholder buy-in is extremely important to understand who are our stakeholders, who are our data owners, data custodians, etc., that actually work with the data that can support the program. Then what kind of data do we have? Do the inventory, do the lineage, think about the requirements. And then when we understand the requirements from a business perspective, from a legal perspective, we can actually define our retention schedule. We can buy one, we get outside legal counsel, but ultimately we combine what we get from outside with our business requirements. And then it comes to the actual technicalities. How do we save the data? For how long? On which media? Think of it also from a long-term perspective. So what if, for example, in the case of Vietnam, some accounting data has to be kept until eternity? Is it good to keep it in our ERP? Is it good to keep it as a PDF? Will we be able to read a PDF document on a floppy disk 20 years later? Or do we need to think of something else for this very lengthy period? Also, not every media is even sustainable for 10 years. Hard drives, when you look at the specification, might just break after 3 or 4 years. So we really need to get to the technicalities. The topic of legal hold, of course, if there's a legal hold in our organization, if a judge orders us to keep something or we have some kind of litigation, we need to be able to say, well, even if we have a retention schedule, this data we keep for longer. So have a possibility to put files, to put records in a system under legal hold to protect them. And what is important under the continuous improvement, like for every other governance framework, we review that because things change, laws change, business requirements change, our data changes, our experience in the organization changes, and therefore we need to recheck our policies and our practices on a very, very ongoing basis.